After starting the season 14-9 and then winning the in-season tournament, they now have the 5th worst record in the NBA over their last 11 games. And in that span, defensively, they rank 21st in efficiency and have given up an average of 15 three-pointers a game. Malika, help us out with our NBA Countdown crew.
L. Duncan, it's not me that needs the help. It's the Los Angeles Lakers, clearly. Welcome inside our Los Angeles studio. Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilbon, and Bob Myers making an appearance here on set. Let's talk a little bit more about the Lakers, Stephen A., because since they went 6-0 in the in-season tournament, they are 3-8, and they really do have a stretch here where it could be a get-right, where they turn things around. What do you need to see from them for them to turn that corner?
Prayer, number one. Number two, offense and defense. They're 20th on offense. They're 21st defensively. That's nothing impressive, nothing to brag at home about. And they're the one team in the NBA that seems to try and play 2-on-5 basketball per night, because the only two people that show up is LeBron James and Anthony Davis, who has been nothing short of sensational. Let's give props where props is due. Averaging 30 on 58% shooting, 11.6 rebounds, 2.3 blocks per game. We know what LeBron James brings to the table, but where the hell is everybody else? It's an APB out for them. Austin Reeves is averaging 17 points, but he could shoot the ball better. Don't get me started with D'Angelo Russell. I'm done with him. He's been comatose. He's been asleep at the wheel. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, damn near stealing money. I mean, this is why they're talking about trading him. And even when you talk about moving him, you literally say, we got to package somebody else to get what we want, because nobody's going to accept him as being enough. This is the problem with the Los Angeles Lakers. They've got to make some move. You're hearing the name DeJounte Murray. I don't even know if that's enough or whatever, but you got to try and do something, because Pelinka, obviously Jeannie Buss, they kept the team together, and the team has not answered the call from the Western Conference Finals. They are a grave disappointment as far as I'm concerned. They are not a 500 team, but that's what their record says, so that's who they are.
There was an old-fashioned way of getting to the heart of the matter with a team like the Lakers. They're not good enough. They're not. You can wish it. You can wish you're going to have playoffs across the street from where we are sitting right now, and you can wish all these things, and LeBron has a blaze of glory in whatever this is, 39th, 40th here. They're not good enough. And so, yes, Pelinka will have to do this for a second consecutive year. That he did it last year was impressive. Doing it twice, Stephen A., I don't know about that. Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with any of the particulars, but there are enough particulars in there to say to you, they're not good enough. We're talking about multiple moves. No one move that I can see is going to save the Los Angeles Lakers. The different thing about last year, too, for this year, there are more good teams in the West ready to beat them. Minnesota and Oklahoma City have outperformed expectations so far, and New Orleans is on the cusp of doing that as well. So you got 3 teams that have just kind of gone right past the Lakers so far this season. And guess what? We're almost at the halfway point of this season.
Yeah, it screams mediocrity, and it's not good enough, because they still do have 2 of the best, call it 10, 12 players in the NBA with LeBron and Anthony Davis. That usually, if you're a GM in this league and you can look at your roster and say, where does Anthony Davis rank? Was he top 5 right now? Top 10? We argue about. I think he's in there. LeBron, same, right there. Yes. You could, whatever he is, 10, 9, 7, 5, whatever. That's usually good enough. But it's not. 20th net rating. Stephen A. went through their defense, offense. Nothing good about any of it. So what do? You mentioned Pelinka last year. I actually talked to Rob today. They did thread the needle last year. But you can't keep doing that. No. You can't keep trying to do that. They picked it up last year. New blood, new life. Got some new guys. Rui came in there. Russell came in there. But you're right, it's not happening right now.
You hope that Gabe Vincent ultimately gets healthy, because he hasn't been healthy, and you can't count on that, which is why you're hearing news about a point guard, because, my goodness, they need somebody, because they've lost faith in D'Angelo Russell, just like the rest of us had. But to me, I'm going to hold the players totally accountable. I get what you're saying about them not being good enough, but that's not being good enough to be at the top of the Western Conference. That doesn't mean you have to be a 500 team. That doesn't mean you win an in-season tournament and then forget how to play basketball in the next 8 of the next 11 games. It doesn't mean those things. And so for me, when you convinced an organization, look at us, look at how we came together, stick with us, and then you let them down that way, that's a problem.
But you know what? We saw a motivated Lakers team. We all saw it in Vegas.
Sure.
So that's the part that's hard to figure out, right?
Short term.
We saw, but the playoffs can be short term. But the playoffs can be that too. So I'm not writing them off yet.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear, I pull up all brains. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, I'm in